Today's date is 24th of July and the year is 2020 and today's day is Friday. So today we are going to study a little more about snails. Yes, so snails is one of the mini beasts. So our theme for this session is mini beast. So based on the theme, today we are going to learn about snails. Yeah, you must have seen snails. They are very commonly found during the monsoons in your garden especially. They love to slide and glide and they slide very slowly. Yeah, they don't know how to run fast. They glide very slowly. Yeah, so let us learn a little more about snail. Okay, so snail has a very hard shell on its body. Yes, it has a very hard shell on its body and it is used as a house and as well as for protection. Yeah, so whenever it needs to take rest, it just glides inside and goes back inside the shell and takes rest. And whenever he feels there's any danger around, there's somebody who's coming to hurt him, it glides inside and, it's a safe place for the snail. The shell is a very safe place for the snail. And the body of the snail is very slimy. It's very wetty. It's always wet. Because it has to glide, the body cannot remain dry. It has to be wet so that it can slide easily. Yes. And then, can you see this? So there's a picture of this small baby snail, and I think this is the mama snail. It's a big snail. Yes. And you see these two tentacles coming out? Big ones. 1, 2. So these are the eyes of the snail. Yes. And this it uses to usually hold the leaf, because it wants to eat, so it has to hold. So these tentacles, small ones, it uses usually to hold something. Okay. And what else can we study about the snails? And the small ones, can you see here? So it smells with these, and it can hold also the leaf and everything that it wants to eat. It tries to hold it, tries to grab it, and it uses these small tentacles to even smell the things, to smell the leaf, to smell the fruit it wants to eat. Yes. And as soon as you disturb a snail, it goes back into the shell. Yeah, it pulls itself back into the shell. It feels very protected because it has a shell with him. Yeah, it does not have to go and hide anywhere else. It just hides inside its own shell. Yeah. And it loves to eat. What does it love to eat? It mostly eats living plants and fruits. That is why you mostly see them in the garden. Yeah, they eat away your plants and your fruits. And when it moves, does it have a leg? Do you see the legs of the snail? No, it does not have a leg. It does not have small legs like other animals. So it uses its foot to glide. So what's the foot? The bottom surface of the snail is called the foot. So it uses its foot to glide. And it also has that slippery thing that comes out of its body, the slimy thing, with which it can easily glide. See the slimy thing that comes out? It's called a snail trail. Yeah, it makes a silvery track. Sometimes a yellow track. It leaves behind a yellow track, slimy track as it moves. So whenever there's a snail who has moved, you can come to know that there was a snail who was walking here. Just by the slime that it produces and it leaves on the ground, you can recognize that a snail was passing by. Yes? And what does its baby look like? A snail's baby, yeah? So snail lays eggs. Small little eggs. And out of the eggs come small baby snails. After maybe 4-5 weeks, they hatch for 4-5 weeks and small baby snails come out. And just like a caterpillar, the baby snails are very hungry. Yeah, they like to eat everything that they find around themselves. And sometimes they even eat their eggshell because they're so hungry. So after they come out of the eggshell, they even eat the eggshell. Yes? And this shell that you see here, it's a very hard shell. And it grows with the snail. So when the baby snail becomes big, even the shell grows. So the body grows and even the shell grows with the snail's body. Okay. So this was about snails. So now you know many facts about snails. So you can tell your friends, you can tell your parents about snails, what you know about snails, yeah? Why it glides, how it glides, where are the eyes, and what is the use of its shell, what does it eat. Okay? So now I want you to go and search for some snails, for some real snails. Look out for them. Happy learning, children. Bye.